Hey guys, it's Sky from theScore eSports, and today I'm with Doublelift. Now, congratulations on your win. Were you guys coming into this game? Were you guys confident? Were you guys ready for the game?
Yeah, we're pretty confident because against Immortals, we just made like 2 or 3 crucial mistakes that were really easy to fix. So it's not like fundamentally we were not playing the game the right way, or we were just like being super reactive and too scared to make plays. So against Immortals, like even though we lost, I was a lot more happy about that loss than pretty much any of the things in week 1 that happened, like our random win versus TL. And so going against Dig, I just knew that if we played even 80% as well as we did versus Immortals, we should be able to win easily. So we had like a really clean game where they didn't really take any objectives or do anything because they're just too scared. And we just basically just stomped them really clean.
Now, I know you guys had a sort of a rough week one. How's the team synergy feeling for you guys at the moment?
Team synergy, pretty good actually. I think the meta favors us a little bit right now because we're starting up. Basically, like I try to completely omit week 1 from my memory because it's just so shit. I just like I can't really think about week 1 and be like, oh wow, we were making progress or anything like that. It was just like, wow, what a huge waste of time. So we kind of scrapped it. And after we lost to CLG and like barely won versus TL, the next day Andy sat down, talked with us, and was like, okay, we need to reset and like we need to start from scratch and change basically like how the team is functioning. And everyone just totally agreed with what Andy was saying. I'm not going to go into super details, but we just completely changed things around. We started fresh. And I think with those just 5 days of practice, we have completely changed the way we play. We're not playing super scared. We're playing confidently, and we're making plays. So I think number one thing right now is if a team is willing to make plays, usually just by the nature of being proactive and looking for things to do, you should always be putting the enemy in a reactive and defensive position, and that just gives you a huge advantage. So for us, that was like a monumental change, and it just naturally came with a lot of synergy.
Now, I know when it comes to just some days we have bad days, some days we have good days. For you personally, how do you deal with those bad games and how do you like get back on your feet?
How do I deal with bad games? I played a lot of games. Competitively, I probably played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games. So I'd say the majority of them are pretty bad. Definitely don't live up to my expectations in most of the games I play, especially yesterday versus Immortals. I could have won us the game if I just built Mercurial instead of VT. And it's just something I think about constantly. And it's not really, it's not productive to dwell on your mistakes and be like, oh man, I'm so bad, I'm so bad, I'm so bad. But what it is productive to dwell on your mistakes for a time until it's fixed. So I tend to just think about all the mistakes I made in every game I play for at least a couple days afterwards, and until I like burn into my head like, don't do this again. That was really stupid. And so yeah, it's all about being self-critical about your bad days and not just like brushing it off and being like, oh, don't worry, next game next game will be better, because it'll only be better if you put the work in.
Now, for you, after this game versus Dignitas, was it a huge morale boost for the whole team and personally for you as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like we needed the morale boost. Winning against Dig isn't a huge deal, but stomping a team is definitely, it feels good on stage because you stomp teams in scrims all the time. They tilt, they start doing stupid stuff, and you just win really easily. This is like kind of test day, so you have 5 days of studying and then 2 days of the test, which is LCS, and I just feel we all feel super good. We were all like in a really good mood because it was a really, really just I guess indicative of practice. So we were able to translate that really well and just stomp.
And for you personally, I know TSM in general, like everybody's like workload is kind of spread out. It's all even. Is for you? Is it carry responsibility a little less on you? Like, what are your perspectives on that?
Well, when we kind of rebuilt the team a little bit, we restarted. Then I think Bora and I took most of the leadership roles on the team, and Bjergsen too a little bit. So in terms of like shot calling, everyone shot calls, but you have Yellow Star. He's legendary, so he takes precedence over everybody. But my communication and leadership role on the team is really big, so I'm pretty comfortable doing that, and not really any extra pressure. Actually, much, yeah, you're right, like much less, because I think Hanser and Bjergsen are able to carry games much harder than my former teammates. So I don't feel that much pressure, and mostly it just I need to make sure I'm doing my responsibilities on the team.
Now, coming into the next week, what are you guys looking to improve on, and what are you guys looking forward to doing?
I don't even know really who we play next. I think we play Energy and someone else, but next week, I just hope we continue to improve because, I mean, 5 days, there was a huge change between week 1 and week 2 TSM. I hope there will continue to be another positive change between week 2 and week 3. I don't really care what that is, you know, if it's we play to mid lane better, we play to top lane better, we ward better. As long as there's improvement and it's pretty significant, then I really don't care if we lose. If we go 0-2 for the next 4 weeks, like it's whatever, as long as we're continuously improving. So yeah, in terms of like regular split in spring, doesn't really matter. You just have to show up for playoffs, and I'm pretty confident that we will.
Now, it's a brand new year. Have you made any New Year's resolutions for you?
New Year's resolutions. Yeah, I think I didn't like write it down or anything, but I'm always working on just being a better overall person. So, working on my health, working on listening more and speaking less. Just yeah, working on being probably just a more thoughtful person, and always just trying to be more critical of my decisions and the way I'm playing.
Thank you so much for the interview, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.